I've always loved road trips. There's something freeing about the open highway, the hum of tires on asphalt, the way the world blurs into streaks of light and shadow. But that night, as I barreled down Interstate 45 through the heart of Texas, freedom felt like a cage. It was past midnight, and I'd been driving for hours, trying to outrun a breakup that had left me raw and restless. My ex, Sarah, had kicked me out 2 days ago, screaming about how I was never there, how I lived in my own head. Maybe she was right, but right then, all I wanted was to put miles between me and Houston, heading north toward Dallas, where my sister lived. The radio crackled with static, the occasional country song fading in and out like a bad dream. The highway was empty, a black ribbon cutting through endless fields of nothing. No streetlights out here, just my headlights carving twin tunnels into the darkness. I glanced at the dashboard clock, 1:17 a.m. My eyes burned from staring at the road, and my coffee thermos was empty. I should have pulled over at the last rest stop, but I'd convinced myself I could make it another hour. Stupid decision. The first sign of trouble was the fog. It rolled in out of nowhere, thick and milky, swallowing the road ahead. I slowed down, gripping the wheel tighter. Fog in Texas this time of year? Weird, but not impossible. Then the engine sputtered. Just a hiccup at first, like it was choking on something. I tapped the gas pedal, but it happened again, louder this time. The RPM needle dipped and panic clawed at my throat. "Come on, baby," I muttered to my old Ford pickup as if sweet-talking it would help. The truck lurched forward, then died completely. The headlights flickered and went out, plunging me into absolute black. I coasted to the shoulder, tires crunching on gravel, and killed the ignition. Silence. Total, suffocating silence. I sat there for a minute, heart pounding, fumbling for my phone. No signal. Of course. Out here in the boonies, cell service was a joke. I popped the hood, but what did I know about engines? I was a graphic designer, not a mechanic. The fog pressed against the windows like a living thing, and I could barely see 10 feet in any direction. I grabbed my flashlight from the glove compartment and stepped out. The air was cold, unnaturally so, carrying a faint metallic tang, like blood mixed with ozone. Under the hood, everything looked fine, no smoke, no leaks. I slammed it shut, frustration boiling over. That's when I heard it. A low whistle, faint but distinct, like someone calling from far away. I froze, straining my ears. It came again, closer this time. Not a whistle. A hum? No, a voice. Singing? I couldn't make out the words, but it sounded like an old folk tune, the kind my grandma used to hum while rocking on her porch. "Hello?" I called out, my voice echoing strangely in the fog. No answer. The singing stopped. I shone my flashlight around, but the beam bounced back off the mist. Probably just my imagination, I told myself. Exhaustion playing tricks. I got back in the truck, locked the doors, and tried the key again. Nothing, dead as a doornail. Minutes ticked by. I considered walking back to the last exit I'd passed. Maybe 5 miles? 10? In this fog, I'd get lost or hit by a car. Better to wait for dawn or for another driver to pass. But no one had driven by since I'd stopped. Not a single set of headlights. That struck me as odd. This was a major interstate. There should be semis, night owls, something. The singing started again, clearer now, right outside the window, a woman's voice, soft and melodic. "Oh, the road is long and the night is deep, where the weary travelers sleep." I whipped my head around but saw nothing. My skin prickled. "Who's there?" I shouted, my voice cracking. Silence again. Then, a knock on the passenger window. I jumped so hard I hit my head on the roof. Through the fogged glass I saw a shape, a person standing there shrouded in mist. My heart raced. I wiped the window with my sleeve, and there she was, a young woman, maybe mid-20s, with long dark hair plastered to her pale face. She wore a white dress, soaked through like she'd been caught in rain, but it wasn't raining. She knocked again, her knuckles pale against the glass. "Help me," she mouthed, her eyes wide and pleading. Every instinct screamed not to open the door. Strangers on deserted highways. That's how horror movies start. But she looked harmless, scared even. And what if she was hurt? I cracked the window an inch. "What's wrong?" "My car broke down," she said, her voice muffled but steady. "Back there. Can you give me a ride to the next town?" I hesitated. "My truck's dead too. No power." She glanced at the hood, then back at me. "Maybe I can help." I know a bit about engines. Something about her didn't sit right, the way her dress clung to her, the unnatural pallor of her skin, but I was desperate. Okay, fine, but stay where I can see you. I unlocked the door and she slipped in, bringing a chill with her. The cab temperature dropped instantly, like opening a freezer. She smelled faintly of wet earth and something sweeter, like decay. I shook it off. "Name's Alex," I said, trying to sound casual. "Lily," she replied, smiling faintly. Her teeth were perfect, too white. She leaned over and popped the hood release from inside. "Let me take a look." She got out and fiddled under the hood for a minute. I watched her through the windshield, flashlight beam cutting through the fog. She moved with an eerie grace, her hands blurring in the light. Then she slammed the hood and got back in. "Try it now." I turned the key. The engine roared to life. Headlights blazed, piercing the mist. "Holy shit, how'd you do that?" "Just a loose wire," she said, shrugging. "Happens all the time." Relief washed over me. "Thanks. Look, I can drop you at the next exit. There's a gas station or something." She nodded, staring straight ahead. "That'd be fine." I pulled back onto the highway, the fog thinning slightly. The radio flickered on by itself, static hissing before settling on that same folk tune. "Where the weary travelers sleep, in the arms of the deep." Weird coincidence. I switched it off. "So, what happened to your car?" "Ran out of gas," she said softly. "I was hitchhiking when it happened." "Hitchhiking? Out here?" Alarm bells rang, but I pushed them down. She seemed okay. We drove in silence for a bit, the miles ticking by. Then she spoke again. "You ever hear the stories about this stretch of road?" "What stories?" "They call it the Devil's Highway. Back in the 50s, there was a serial killer who preyed on drivers, lured them in then. Well, you know." I chuckled nervously. "Urban legends. Every highway has them." She turned to me, her eyes reflecting the dashboard glow like cat's eyes. "Not legends. My grandpa told me. He said the killer was never caught, just vanished. But sometimes, on foggy nights, he comes back." A chill ran down my spine. "Okay, that's creepy." "Change the subject?" She smiled again, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Sure. Tell me about yourself, Alex. Why are you out here alone?" I gripped the wheel tighter. "Just personal stuff. Breakup. Needed to clear my head." "Love's a killer, isn't it?" she murmured. "It pulls you in, then rips you apart." The fog thickened again, and I slowed to 40 miles per hour. Up ahead, something glinted in the headlights. A car, abandoned on the shoulder. As we passed, I caught a glimpse. An old sedan, doors open, interior lights on. Empty. "Did you see that?" I asked. Lily didn't answer. I glanced over. She was staring at me, unblinking. "Pull over," she said suddenly. "Why?" "I think I left something back there." "No way. We're not stopping." Her voice dropped, almost a whisper. "Please." Against my better judgment, I eased onto the shoulder. The fog swallowed us whole. "Make it quick." She got out, disappearing into the mist. I waited, engine idling. Minutes passed. 5, 10. "Lily?" I called, stepping out. No response. I grabbed my flashlight and ventured into the fog, the beam shaking in my hand. That's when I found the car, the abandoned one. Up close, it was rusted, tires flat, like it had been there for years. But the doors were ajar, and inside, blood. Dried stains on the seats, splattered on the dash. My stomach turned. What the hell? A rustle behind me. I spun, flashlight catching Lily's face, pale, eyes dark voids. "You shouldn't have stopped," she said, her voice echoing unnaturally. "What is this?" "Who are you?" She stepped closer, her dress shimmering like it was made of water. "I've been waiting for someone like you. Lonely, broken, easy prey." I backed away, heart hammering. "Stay back!" She laughed, a sound like breaking glass. "The killer?" He didn't vanish. He evolved, became something more. And now, I help him. We feed on the roads forgotten. The fog swirled, and shapes emerged. Figures, translucent, moaning. Ghosts. Victims. They reached for me, cold fingers brushing my skin. I ran back to the truck, slamming the door, flooring the gas. The engine screamed, but the wheels spun uselessly, stuck in invisible mud. Lily appeared at the window, her face twisting into something inhuman, mouth elongating, teeth sharpening. "The road is hungry, Alex. Join us." I yanked the gear shift, tires finally catching. The truck surged forward, but she clung to the door, banging on the glass. I swerved, hitting something solid, a thud, then silence. In the rear view, she lay crumpled on the road, but as I watched, she rose, unbroken, eyes glowing. The fog pursued me, tendrils snaking into the cab through the vents. The radio blared, "In the arms of the deep, where the dead never sleep." I drove like a madman, pushing 90, 100 miles per hour. The figures in the mist kept pace, whispering my name. Sarah's voice joined them. "You were never there, Alex. Now you'll be here forever." Hours blurred. Dawn should have come, but the night stretched on. My fuel gauge dropped. Impossible, I'd filled up earlier. The engine sputtered again. No, not now. It died miles from anywhere. Fog enveloped the truck, knocks on the window, Lily's face, smiling. "Welcome home," I screamed as the door unlocked itself. Cold hands pulled me out, into the mist. The road claimed me, just another weary traveler, sleeping in its arms. But wait, that's not the end. Because now I'm out here too, waiting, singing that old tune. If you're driving alone on a foggy night and you see a broken down truck, don't stop, don't ever stop.
If this story creeped you out,
please take a moment to subscribe the channel. Your support matters a lot.